New in disting NT firmware version 1.5 is the rather whimsically named 3-pot algorithm. This is an algorithm that lets you run plugins, basically, little bits of DSP code that have been converted to run on the machine. Particularly, this was designed to run converted programs that were designed for the Spin Semiconductor's FV-1 DSP chip, which is a popular thing found in some Eurorack modules and many other music tech products. It's a nice little, easy to use DSP processor. It has stereo in, stereo out, and it has typically 3 user controls pots, hence the name 3-pot. And since the disting NT itself has 3 pots, this all matches up rather nicely. So once you've loaded the algorithm, well, before you've loaded the algorithm actually, what you would want to do is put the programs on the SD card. You can get some of them from our GitHub, you can get some from the user community on Discord. There's like literally hundreds of these programs that people have collected. Or you can write your own. And you convert them into plugins, put them on the card. They go in a folder called Programs 3-pot. There they are, there's a whole load of them in there. And they're just text files which contain the code and the pot labels and things like that. And then once you're in your algorithm, you've basically choose the program you want and then mess with the parameters. At the moment this is being a reverb. And the UI is custom for this algorithm, so rather than the usual page parameter value interface, you basically have the 3 pots here. So that gives you direct access to the reverb time, low frequency reverb, high frequency reverb. And this encoder gives you direct access to the selection of the program, and it brings up the help from the file as you do so. So let's try that one. And now that's a low pass. On that knob, flange, reverb. And so on. The other thing you'll want to tinker with when you load this into your preset is the mix. Most of the programs for the FV-1 are designed to be the wet signal, and then the wet-dry mix is handled elsewhere or in hardware. So in the NT, you've got various options to do that. If you have none, then the output from the algorithm is the output from the DSP program, which is probably 100% wet, maybe what you want. If you want a bit of a wet-dry mix, you can choose wet-dry, and then you've got a wet-dry pot there, or you can set that to be independent, and then you've got independent gain controls for dry and wet signals. Let's put that back to none, so 100% wet. And this is also an important one, the pre-post gain. This basically gain stages the algorithm so that the DSP code gets the signal levels that it expects. Not important for things that are linear, like reverbs and delays, but important for things like compressors or distortions, where the signal level fundamentally affects how the thing behaves. So the default -20 takes kind of modular level voltage, plus or minus 10 volts-ish, into a kind of DSP domain, plus or minus 1. So that's a good starting point. And the other thing you've got is, optionally, sample rate conversion. So normally, with that off, the program is going to run at the disting NT's internal frequency. If you turn that on, then you can have the thing run at a reduced sample rate. So typically, the hardware using the Spin FV-1 is running at about 32 kilohertz. So if you want things to match up at delay times and such, you might want to change that. And you can also use this as an effect, just to mess with it and run your DSP at different frequencies, and of course you can map that to a TV or whatever and actually wiggle with it while you play, if you want to do that. Obviously, the lower the sample rate, the longer all the delays get and the reverbs get longer and everything gets murkier, as you'd expect. Turn that back off for now. And then you've got routing controls, and that's it. But yeah, so basically explore the hundreds, literally hundreds of these programs that you can find to load. There's a lot of reverbs, a lot of delays, lots of weird stuff as well. What else have we got here? Chorus. Flange. Bit shifting. So yeah, basically anything you can do with DSP, you can do with these things as well. And just go nuts and explore the things that people have coded up and load them into your modular patches. Who knows what that's doing? Some of these reverbs are rather lovely though. Anyway, so that's the three-part algorithm on the disting NT. Your source for unlimited DSP goodness.